Shalom, dear friends. This week I want to tell you a story. A man completes the journey of life, and he goes up to heaven, and he's standing before the heavenly courts to judge him for the journey that he experienced during his lifetime. And they show him a video, an image of everything he experienced during his life. And he notices something very interesting, that as he goes through his life, his childhood, his adolescence, his adult years, his senior years, he notices that throughout his entire lifetime, there are two sets of footsteps that are walking him through life. But surprisingly, he sees that there are moments in life where the second set of footsteps goes away and he's left with only one set of footsteps. What does this mean? Something else fascinating he noticed, that when life was good, when things were going great, when he was healthy and happy, when he had money in the bank, when his family dynamics were wonderful, he always saw two sets of footsteps. But when things were difficult, when he wasn't feeling well, when the stocks were low and the debts are high, when he was struggling with life, to his great surprise, it was during those moments of struggle and darkness that in his visual imagery of his lifetime, he only saw one set of footsteps. So he turns to God and he says, "My beloved God, my Creator, I see that as I went through life, there was always two sets of footsteps because you were right there with me, alongside me every moment. But why is it that when things were so difficult, when I was having hard moments in my life, where did you go? How come I lost the second set of footsteps? Why was there only one set of footsteps left? God, you abandoned me during those difficult moments. You let go of me, and I suffered so much." And God looks at him, and God tells him with a warm smile, "My dear child, you got it wrong. You see, in the difficult moments of your life, when things were so hard, do you know why you only saw one set of footsteps? That wasn't your feet, that was mine. That's because I lifted you up and I was carrying you. And that's why there was only one set left." My friends, in this week's Torah portion, the Jewish people finally, after years of suffering, after years of pain, the Jewish people are redeemed from Egypt. As the clock struck midnight, the Jewish people left bondage and slavery and began to form a nation of freedom. That was a moment when the Jewish people recognized that even though it seemed so difficult, even though they felt so alone for so many years, truthfully, God was with them every moment. God was carrying them every single moment. And this is what Yetziat Mitzrayim is all about. This is the message of this week's Torah portion, when God took us out of Egypt. This week's Torah portion is called Bo, come. God tells Moses, come to Pharaoh to get him to free the Jewish people. God didn't tell Moses, go to Pharaoh. God told Moses, come to Pharaoh because you're not alone. I'm going to lift you up and carry you and take you together towards freedom. My friend, you are never alone. Even if you had a difficult moment the past week, and even if you'll have a difficult moment in the coming week, and you will, because that's the story of life, don't get discouraged. Don't get kvetched. Don't get tumult. Don't get verklempt. Don't get worried. Because recognize that you are not alone. God is carrying you in His arms. And you should feel as secure as my 1-year-old baby Menachem feels when I'm holding him in my arms. Shabbat Shalom. And together, let's have a wonderful week.